Oh hey, what's up? Do you miss getting turned in the club? Then you're gonna love today's episode. Oh hi. Welcome to Laugh Cry DIY, the show where we get turned in the club in our kitchens. Today, I'm coming at you with probably the funnest craft we have done so far. You guys know that my favorite clubs are the Dollar Tree and the 99-cents only store. The last few times I've been at the club, I have seen the best score ever. Disco balls, disco balls, disco balls. They are, just like me, cheap. And if there's two things you should know about me, it's that I'm on antidepressants and I love disco balls. Here is my disco ball pineapple, and here are my other balls. They're tea light holders. They're so cool. Why don't we put this disco ball to use in a very practical way? And that's why we are making a disco ball planter. So I hope you're ready to white girl dance and craft all your problems away. Okay. I thought about doing a hanging planter, but I don't really have a space for it and I get almost no light in this apartment as is. So I thought instead it would be easier to just do a standing planter. But of course this is round, so how are you gonna get it to stand? Luckily, I found this at the thrift store. It is a Pottery Barn pillar candle holder. This is a throwback to the era where we all thought that we lived in Spanish cathedrals and we had a lot of tall flames and wrought iron. It was very Inquisition vibes. Cut to me probably doing that style in another makeover. Anyways, wouldn't you know, this fits perfectly on it. However, since the base is black brown, I'm gonna just give it a little elevated look with some white spray paint. We're gonna use the disco ball box as a little spray paint cave. Fun fact, when you're spray painting, the easiest thing to do is to spray paint within cardboard, because if you do a drop cloth or a plastic sheet, it can crumple and wrinkle, or wind can come up and make it stick to your object and mess up your painting.
She's so pretty.
I totally hated what that stand looked like, so I'm using an old candle lid. And while that dries, we are simply going to take tweezers and we are going to simply peel off the little mirrors. Am I using a coffee funnel thing as my stand? Absolutely. Fun fact about disco balls, we always think about disco balls and Studio 54 in the 70s, but disco balls were actually invented in the 20s for the club, the jazz club. Now there is something a little tricky about taking these mirrors off, and that is that this is laid out in a spiral pattern, not perfectly concentric circles. So when you remove one layer, you're actually cutting into the next layer. So I need to keep an eye on it and figure out exactly where I want it to be, and then cut into it, and maybe even go back and fill in gaps with the tiles I took off. Alrighty, so I have chosen to stop here, but our next step is very dangerous and very sexy because you need to get a knife very hot to cut through the styrofoam. So I guess I'm just heating it like this. I'm just gonna heat this and I'm going to just try to cut horizontally through it and see what happens. Alright, it is melted onto it. Let me try a serrated one, see what happens there. Do I have one? Oh, this is the way to go. It's a little bit easier. I'm not gonna heat it since it has kind of serrated teeth on the end. I'm just gonna slowly saw through. Woo. Oh, hit some mirrors, oops. I know I'm sawing towards my own finger, but I have to hold it that way for stabilization purposes, people. How solid is this? Oh, guys. She's not even solid. Okay, I got that hole, so I'm just gonna saw cut around the side. You don't wanna press down while you do this because you don't wanna shatter the glass underneath. So you just wanna kind of hold it stable. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful gold coconut is what it looks like. The cat is back. Too tired to party? I'm not gonna lie, so because it has that spiral pattern, it doesn't perfectly end. You have a little bit of this kind of uneven spot, but I just turned one of the tiles horizontally to kind of fill in that gap. But that's why we always turn those flaws towards the back. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try to sandpaper this down just to make sure it's smooth around the edges. That was very messy, but it's also very beautiful. Did I just describe myself? Always the funnest part of DIYing is cleaning up the mess. All right, I'm gonna go check on the spray painted stand. So I think we can just cut to that final reveal. All right, guys, that was today's episode. Thank you so much for partying with me. I hope you keep shining just like a disco ball. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Are you hungover from the party? Look at those eyes, oh my God.